Hello everyone. Welcome back to our quiet space of growth. Take a moment to think about the way you speak to the people you love. When a friend fails, when a partner makes a mistake, or when a sibling is struggling, you likely offer them kindness, patience, and understanding. You tell them, "It's okay, you did your best, we will figure this out together." But now, think about the voice inside your own head. How do you speak to yourself when you fail? When you make a mistake? For many of us, that inner voice is not a friend, but a harsh critic. It is a voice of judgment, a voice of shame, a voice that tells us we are not enough. Today, we explore the art of self-compassion. Self-compassion is not self-pity, and it is not laziness. It is the courageous act of treating yourself with the same kindness, care, and support that you would offer to a dear friend. In this shadowing session, we will practice the language of kindness and inner peace. This text is designed to help you master a soft, nurturing, and comforting tone in English. Close your eyes for a second. Place a hand on your heart. Let us learn how to be our own best friend. Part 1. The Myth of the Harsh Critic. For a long time, we have been told a lie, that being hard on ourselves is the only way to improve. We believe that if we are critical enough, if we shame ourselves enough, we will finally find the motivation to be perfect. We mistake self-criticism for discipline. But the science of the brain tells us a different story. When we criticize ourselves harshly, our brain perceives it as a threat. It triggers the fight or flight response, releasing cortisol, the stress hormone. This shuts down the creative and learning parts of our brain. In other words, the very voice that tells us do better is the voice that prevents us from actually doing so. Self-criticism creates a cycle of anxiety and avoidance. We become so afraid of making a mistake that we stop taking risks. We stop growing because we are too busy protecting ourselves from our own judgment. The harsh critic is not a coach. It is a cage. To break free, we must realize that kindness is not a weakness, it is the most effective fuel for sustainable growth. Part 2. The 3 Pillars of Self-Compassion. Psychologists suggest that self-compassion consists of 3 essential pillars. The first is mindfulness. This is the ability to notice when we are suffering without over-identifying with it. Instead of saying, "I am a failure," we say, "I am noticing a feeling of failure." This simple shift creates a space where we can observe our pain without being drowned by it. The second pillar is common humanity. This is the realization that suffering and imperfection are part of the shared human experience. When we fail, we often feel isolated, as if we are the only ones struggling. But the truth is, every single person you meet is carrying a hidden burden. Every successful person has a history of mistakes. You are not alone in your imperfection. You are connected to all of humanity through it. The third pillar is self-kindness. This is the active choice to be warm and understanding toward ourselves. It is the practice of replacing the word should with the word can. Instead of saying, "I should have known better," we say, "I did the best I could with the tools I had at the time." Self-kindness is the gentle hand on the shoulder that tells us it is okay to be human. Part 3. The Practice of the Compassionate Dialogue. Learning to be your own best friend is a skill that must be practiced. It begins with the dialogue we have in the secret corners of our minds. The next time you make a mistake, I invite you to try a simple experiment. Step outside of yourself. Imagine that the person who just failed is not you, but someone you love deeply, a child, a best friend, or a sibling. What would you say to them? What tone of voice would you use? What words of comfort would you offer? Now, take those exact words and speak them to yourself. It may feel strange at first. It may even feel undeserved. But the brain does not distinguish between kindness coming from others and kindness coming from within. When you speak to yourself with compassion, you soothe your nervous system. You lower your stress. You create an internal sanctuary where you feel safe enough to try, fail, and try again. You realize that you do not need to be perfect to be worthy of love. Part 4, the ripple effect of self-love. There is a common fear that if we are too kind to ourselves, we will become complacent or selfish. But the opposite is true. You cannot pour from an empty cup. When you are depleted by self-criticism, your kindness toward others is often a mask for your own unmet needs. But when you cultivate genuine self-compassion, your love for others becomes authentic and effortless. You stop judging others because you have stopped judging yourself. You become a source of light for those around you because you have first lit the fire of kindness within your own heart. Self-compassion is the foundation of all true resilience. It allows you to fall and get back up, not because you are strong, but because you are supported by your own inner love. As you practice your English today, let your voice be a warm embrace. Let your intonation be soft, your rhythm be patient, and your tone be nurturing. Fluency is not just about the correctness of your speech, but about the kindness in your delivery. When you speak with self-compassion, your voice becomes a healing melody. We have reached the end of our session of kindness. I hope you feel a little softer, a little warmer, and a little more at peace with the person you are. Remember, you have spent years learning how to be your own critic. It will take time to learn how to be your own friend. Be patient with the process. Every time you choose kindness over judgment, you are healing a part of yourself. If this session brought you comfort, please leave a like and subscribe to our community of gentle learners. I would love to hear in the comments, what is one kind thing you can say to yourself today? Thank you for your vulnerability, your openness, and your beautiful presence. Be kind to yourself, be patient with your growth, and I will see you in the next session. Goodbye.